I think quitting my job was definitely something that was very scary for me. Being trapped at home for consecutive days and not going outside makes you reflect a lot internally. What should I be doing for the rest of my life? I've been a banker, I've been a private equity investor. I think I was making close to about $500,000. But what is the real thing that I want to be doing? Investing into underrepresentation by starting my firm called Ting's Capital, a venture capital fund investing into early stage companies. The goal is to basically turn diversity and inclusion, the terminology, to be an obsolete concept going forward. Before I quit my job, I worked at a company called SurveyMonkey, which is a survey technology company based in the Silicon Valley. And I've learned a lot about business operations, strategy. This is the book that I used to carry with me every single day when I was learning English. So I used to memorize like 10 words a day. So whenever I go outside, I would jot down like words that I don't know, and I would just memorize 10 words a day, and I use that in my practical conversations every single day. I always wanted to make my parents proud. I wanted to help them, right? Because they sacrificed their whole life to come across to a different country. Situation, like, wow.
You're like a
conversationalist.
30-year-old millionaire, and you started not knowing how to spell situation.
Now you know the situation. My dad used to own a jewelry shop, and I think around the financial crisis time period, obviously selling jewelry as novelty is not the most profitable business, right? Eventually, he resorted to loan sharks. I think the loan sharks were getting to him to the point that we were in danger. We had to move. We settled at Flushing, and over time we realized that Flushing, is a Chinese community. My family of four collectively share one bedroom with a bunk bed. I understand that my parents are only going to get older. I think they have elementary school degrees. I am their way out, right? I'm young, I have the energy, so I put that on my shoulder to work for them. I went to a public school, not the most prestigious school, right? I applied to so many jobs that no one really cared. Like, who's Maurice? Like, who cares about this guy, right? So I did something kind of, unorthodox, if you may. I used to go on Facebook page or other schools' websites, and I would find the locations of the recruiting events, and I would just show up, right? And sometimes you might have those barriers, you cannot get into the gates. But I will buy the students a slice of pizza, or I'll buy them coffee, just to try to build a relationship with them. They're willing to help me out, just get me in, right? And once I get to these events, it's game on, right? I will go up to the person, I'll be like, "Hi, my name is Maurice Ng. I do not go to the school, but I really love to learn about what you're doing at your firm." I was very fortunate to be recruited to work in a bulge bracket investment bank, which how I was able to begin my career on Wall Street. First year, you make about 125 if you do really well. Over time, I realized that there's a specific way to invest. But if you think long-term wise, this is a relatively good discount for you to buy in. I wasn't blowing my paycheck on going to clubs or doing crazy things like that, like a typical 21, 22-year-old would be doing, right? I was always saving up, try to use that money to invest into things that I appreciate. By the time I quit private equity, I think I was making close to about $500,000 all in with the bonus and the base salary and the carry interest that I was also getting as well. The ones I call the shots, most of them are Caucasian or white male. Investors typically have that cognitive bias to invest into things that they feel comfortable with because of their heritage, because of what they know. The other side of the ecosystem that's imbalanced is with respect to the founders, that's underrepresented, right? People of color like myself, first-gen immigrant like myself, women, LGBT members. We are the underdog in the ecosystem. Gaining access to capital or knowing who to talk to, and that's why I come into that ecosystem to be like, hey, let me connect the dots for you. I've been extremely fortunate so far to raise a relatively good sized fund, $1.7 million so far, with both my personal capital, but collectively with a lot of family and friends. And these are local businesses from Flushing, like the supermarket owners, the local deli owners, if you may, like humble mom and pop shops, right? So currently we're obviously fundraising right now, and been very fortunate to be partnering with some very reputable investors that is willing to vouch for me. I think quitting my job was just me cutting off one of my streams of income. To build true wealth, you have to diversify your time, you have to diversify your streams of income. And I think it's a duty that society has given you to redeploy back into the community, to support one another, rather than just like me blowing it on a car or buying a super nice house or a condo. Like in your 20s, you slave away and you work hard, you learn everything that you need to know. In your 30s, you're gonna dedicate your life to pursue the mission that your mentors and the people that have been investing in you. It's time for me to practically utilize this going forward.